Hare Krishna, this is Madhavananda Das, your spiritual guide and well-wisher. We are having this special series on Kaveri VAIBHAVAM, the glories of the Divine Mother, River Kaveri. Before we begin today's session, I shall chant a few prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So I would like to welcome all the viewers for this special series on Kaveri VAIBHAVAM, where we are hearing and discussing the wonderful, amazing and fascinating glories of river Kaveri. In the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter 10, text number 31, the Supreme Lord Shri Krishna has declared Srotasam Asmi Jahnavi, among the flowing sacred rivers, I am represented by Jahnavi, which is another name of river Ganga. So the most sacred river in this world is undoubtedly river Ganga. And river Kaveri has been glorified in all the scriptures as Gangadhika, or that which even surpasses the sanctity, the greatness of even river Ganga. And therefore, Kaveri is also known as Dakshina Ganga in many Vedic scriptures. We have already heard about the wonderful glories of river Kaveri as described in the topmost Vedic literature, Srimad Bhagavatam, and in all the various Vedic scriptures, including the Rig Veda and the 18 Mahapuranas. We have also heard of the divine origin of Kaveri as Lopamudra, as Brahma Kanya, later as Kavera Kanya, then as Agastya Patni, and then finally transforming into the sacred river Kaveri. I had also mentioned about the ultimate secret spiritual identity of Kaveri as being one of the eternal associates of the Supreme Lord Shri Krishna in the divine realm of Goloka Vrindavana, which is the topmost spiritual abode in the eternal kingdom of the Supreme Lord Vaikuntha Loka. Today we shall try to hear some of the most wonderful and important prayers, prarthanas to river Kaveri as mentioned in the various scriptures and composed by great sages, saintly persons and great acharyas. I had already mentioned that river Kaveri has its origin on the specific day of Tula Sankramana, which is the 7th solar month in the Vedic calendar, and this is the most auspicious origin or the birth time, the time of manifestation of river Kaveri in this material world. Therefore, all the Vedic scriptures especially recommend that one should take shelter, take bath or in the river Kaveri, especially in this month of Tula Masa. It is described in the scriptures that Shat Koti Sahasrani. It is mentioned in the Agni Purana that Shat Shashti Koti Tirthani Dvisapta Bhuvaneshu Cha Keshavasya Agnaya Yanti Tulamase Marudvridham. Marudvridham is another name of river Kaveri, and it is mentioned that Shat Shashti Koti Tirthani, 60 crore holy places or Tirtha Kshetras, Dvisapta Bhuvaneshu cha, spread across all the 14 planetary systems by the supreme order of the Supreme Lord Keshava, Sri Krishna. They all come to the Kaveri river in the month of Tula Masa. It is also explained in the Brahma Vaivarta Purana about the wonderful glories of taking bath in river Kaveri, especially in Tula Masa. It is explained that the various Tirtha Kshetras or the holy places of pilgrimage have been endowed with a special potency of purifying all material contamination, all sinful reactions of people who come there. And therefore, people visit the holy places of pilgrimage like Badrinath, Dwaraka, Jagannath Puri, and the various holy rivers, the Ganga, Yamuna, Saraswati, Sindhu. So people go to the holy places of pilgrimage, and by coming in contact with these Tirtha Kshetras or the holy places, one undoubtedly becomes completely purified of all material contamination and sinful reactions. But the situation of the holy places of pilgrimage becomes almost comparable to dump yards of sinful reactions. People come and they put all their sinful reactions, and therefore after a period of time the holy places of pilgrimage become overburdened with the accumulated sinful reactions of the people who visit them. And once it so happened that all the holy places of pilgrimage became anxious of their situation in having accumulated a lot of sinful reactions from the people who visit them, and they all approached Lord Brahma. So it is very beautifully described that Maharahasyam kinchatra shrunushva atti adbhutam shubhe bravimi divya drishtadya sarvashastreshu nishchitam. Mahapatakinam papam. This is a very confidential, ati adbhutam, and a very wonderful information found in the Vedic scriptures. Mahapatakinam papam mochayanti kshanenahi gangadika mahanadyaha tirthani cha mahanti cha. The various holy places of pilgrimage, especially the river Ganga and the various sacred holy places and the great sacred rivers, Mahapatakinam papam mochayanti kshanenahi. They can instantaneously free a person from all sinful reaction. But malikritascha tat papaihi ashaktas tad vimochane. When the holy places of pilgrimage themselves become overburdened with the sinful reactions of the people who come and deposit their sinful reactions in those rivers, these holy places are unable to purify themselves of this accumulated contamination. So, Shochayantya param devam yanti loka pitamaham. So, they all approached Loka Pitamaha or Lord Brahma, and at that time, Tasam Vishuddhaye Brahma Sabhayam Munibhis Saha Samyak Vicharya Shastreshu Vedeshu Cha Punah Punaha. Lord Brahma also consulted the council of great sages and saintly persons who went through all the Vedic teachings, all the Vedic scriptures, and finally came to the conclusion, and that is revealed. They came to the conclusion and the solution how the river Ganga and all the holy places of pilgrimage could also become purified of all the accumulated contamination of sinful reactions. Harina chatata proktam prayaschittam vidhasyata snasyantu sahyadha Sahyadagre Kaveryam Toli Sangame. They recommended that as per the divine command of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Sri Hari, Lord Vishnu, all the holy places of pilgrimage, including river Ganga, should come to river Kaveri on the banks of the Sahyadri Parvata, especially in Tauli Sangame in Tulamasa, and by residing in river Kaveri for a period of 1 month during the Tulamasa, even the holy places of pilgrimage would be delivered, would be purified of all material contamination. So we can just imagine the great spiritual blessing that ordinary people would derive by taking shelter of river Kaveri, especially in the most special month of Tulamasa, which is most importantly connected with the glories of river Kaveri. We shall now continue to understand some more very beautiful and important prayers which are recorded in the Vedic scriptures. There is a very beautiful Kaveri Prarthana or prayers to Mother Kaveri in the Brahmanda Purana. So, in Brahmanda Purana, it is described in Kaveri Prarthana. These are 5 very beautiful prayers. Marudrite Mahabhage Mahadevi Manohare Sarvabhishta Prade Devi Snasthitam Punyavardhini. Another name of Kaveri is Madhudvrita. This is also the name referred to Kaveri even in the Rig Veda and in the Yajurveda. Kaveri is Mahabhage, most fortunate, and the great goddess Mahadevi Manohare. She is very, very enchanting. Sarva Abhishta Prade Devi. Kaveri Maya, Kaveri Mata bestows all benedictions, and Snasthitam Punyavardhini. Anyone who takes bath in Kaveri is bestowed with great spiritual merit. Sarva Papakshaye Sarva Papakshaya Kare Mama Papam Vinashaya Kavera Kanye Kaveri Samudra Mahishi Priye. In the second prayer, it is explained that Sarva Papakshaya Kare, Kaveri destroys all sinful reactions, and therefore I pray Mama Papam Vinashaya, also kindly purify me of all sinful reactions. Kavera Kanye Kaveri. Kaveri is the daughter of Kavera Muni, and Samudra Mahishi Priye. She is also the queen of Samudra, or the great ocean. The third prayer says, Dehi me bhukti mukti tvam sarvatirtha swarupini sindhu varye daya sindho mamuddhara dayambudhe. Dehi me bhakti mukti tvam. This is the best prayer to river Kaveri. The Vedic scriptures and the great acharyas teach us that one should be without any selfish motives in one's spiritual practices, and therefore the prayer here says that Dehi me bhakti muktim cha. One should pray for devotional service unto the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna and for liberation from all material bondage. Kaveri is Sarva Tirtha Swarupini. She is the embodiment of all the holy places of pilgrimage. Sindhu Varye Daya Sindhu. She is the ocean of great mercy. And Mam Uddhara Dayam Budhe. Kindly deliver me from this material existence. Kaveri, you are the ocean of compassion. Daya Ambudhe. For those who are still in material attachment, even for them, the Brahmanda Purana gives the option, and this prayer is saying that Striyam Dehi Sutam Dehi Shriyam Dehi Tataswaga Ayushyam Dehi Charogyam Rinan Muktam Kurushvamam, that bestow whatever benedictions one may desire, one can obtain from river Kaveri, and one can also become free from all the kinds of obligations that one attains in the human form of life. There is Pancha Maharuna, the 5 great obligations of every human being, and there are various ways in which one can become free from these debts or obligations, but all these obligations are nullified by taking shelter of river Kaveri. The 5th prayer in the Brahmanda Purana says, Tasam cha sarita madhye sahya kanya aghanashini Kaveri loka vikhyata janatapa nivarini. Among all the various holy rivers, Sahya Kanya, that is river Kaveri, who is also known as the daughter of Sahya Parvata, is the best among those rivers that can purify us from all sinful reactions. Aghanashini, Kaveri Loka Vikhyata. It is very famous throughout the 3 worlds of Jana Tapa Nivarini, of taking away the miseries and sufferings of all the people who take shelter of Mother Kaveri. So this was Kaveri Prarthana as found in the Brahmanda Purana. There is also another very beautiful prayer to Kaveri known as Kaveri Ashtakam. Ashtakam means a set of 8 prayers, and this Kaveri Ashtakam contains 8 very beautiful prayers in glorification of river Kaveri. The first verse says, Marudvridhe Manya Jala Pravahe Kavera Kanye Namatam Sharanye Manye Vidher Manasaputri Saumye Kaveri Kaveri Mama Prasida. The final stanza of each of the prayers of Kaveri Ashtaka is very beautifully appealing to Mother Kaveri to bestow her mercy and compassion upon us. Kaveri Kaveri Mama Prasida, be merciful unto me. So Marudvridhe Manya Jala Pravahe, Marudvridha is another name of Kaveri, which has the most sanctified waters. Kavera Kanye Namatam Sharanye. Kaveri is very it gives shelter to anyone who offers obeisances and takes shelter of Kaveri. Manye Vidher Manasaputri Saumye. Kaveri is Manasaputri, the mind-born, conscious-born child of Vidhe. Vidhi is another name of Lord Brahma. So she is Brahma Kanya, or the daughter of Lord Brahma as well. So Kaveri Kaveri Mama Prasida. Kaveri, kindly bestow your causeless mercy upon me. The second verse prayer in Kaveri Ashtakam says, Devesha Vandye Vimale Nadishi Paratpare Pavani Nitya Purne Samasta Loko Tamatirthapade Kaveri Kaveri Mama Prasida. Devesha Vandye. Kaveri is even worshipped by the greatest of the Devatas. Vimale, its waters are most pure and sanctified. Nadi Ishi, it is the best among all the holy rivers. Paratpare Pavani Nitya Purne. It is Paratpara, it is beyond the material realm. It is a heavenly, a celestial river. Pavani, it is most pure. Nitya Purne, it is complete. Samasta Loka Uttama Tirthapade. It is the best among all the sacred places and rivers in the entire world. And Kaveri Kaveri Mama Prasida. वेदानुवेद्ये विमलप्रवाहे विशुद्धयोगीन्द्रनिवासयोगे रङ्गेशभोगाय ततात्तपारे कावेरी कावेरी मम प्रसीद. It is the most suitable place of especially the spiritualist Yogindra Nivasa Yogi. It is the most suitable place of residence for spiritualists. And Rangesha Bhoga Yatanattapare. It is most dear to the Supreme Lord in his form as Ranganatha. There are three very important places of Lord Ranganatha as Lord Vishnu lying on Anantashesha in the flow of river Kaveri. We shall learn about them in the next session. So Kaveri is very, very dear to Lord Ranganatha, to the Supreme Lord Narayana. And Kaveri Kaveri Mama Prasida, kindly bestow your mercy upon me. Bhaktanukampe hyati bhagya labdhe nitye jagan mangala dana shile niranjane dakshina desha gange Kaveri Kaveri Mama Prasida. Kaveri is Bhaktanukampe, very merciful to the devotees, and Ati Bhagya Labdhe. It is attained, one can attain the mercy of river Kaveri only by great good fortune. Nitye Jagan Mangala Dana Shile. It always bestows the highest auspiciousness to the entire world. Niranjane Dakshina Desha Gange. It is pure and it is the Ganga of the southern Bharatavarsha. Kalipramada Akhila Doshanashe Karunya Pune Kamalayatakshe Kadamba Kalhara Sugandhi Pure Kaveri Kaveri Mama Prasida. Kaveri is also capable of vanquishing all the faults of the present age known as Kali Yuga. Kali Pramada Akhila Doshanashe Karunya Purne. It is filled with great compassion. And Kamalaya-takshe, Kaveri always glances her most merciful vision upon the fallen conditioned souls. It is always filled with the various fragrant flowers like Kadamba, Kalhara, Sugandhi Pure. Ananta Divya Malamokshadatri Duranta Samsara Vimochanangre Sahyachalotpanna Vishwa Swarupe Kaveri Kaveri Mama Prasida. Kaveri Ananta Divya Amala Moksha Datri bestows the highest perfection of moksha or liberation, and Duranta Samsara Vimochana Angre. The lotus feet of Mother Kaveri can give us complete liberation from samsara, from material bondage. Sahyachala Utpanna, although it takes birth in Sahyachala, in the Sahya mountain, it is actually Vishwaswarupe. The form of river Kaveri encompasses the entire world. Devalaya Purita Divyatire Samastalokottama Tirthamurthe Kashmira Bhukalpita Chola Deshe Kaveri Kaveri Mama Prasida. The 7th verse of the Kaveri Ashtaka says that the banks of river Kaveri are filled with Devalaya Purita Divyatire, with many holy places and many great temples. Samasta Lokottama Tirthamurthe. The banks of river Kaveri have some of the most important sacred holy places in the entire world. So Kaveri Kaveri Mama Prasida, be merciful unto me. And the 8th verse of the Kaveri Ashtakam says, Prasida Kalyana Gunabhirame Prasida Kaveri Mama Prasida Prasida Kamadi Hare Pavitre Kaveri Kaveri Mama Prasida. It is a fervent appeal to river Kaveri to grant her most merciful grace upon us. Prasida Kalyana Gunabhiname, Prasida Kaveri, Mama Prasida, Prasida Kamadi Hare Pavitre, Kaveri Kaveri, Mama Prasida. So this is the very, very beautiful Kaveri Ashtaka Stotra, and the 9th verse, the Phalashruti of Kaveri Ashtakam says, again reveals the meaning of the 3 letters of river Kaveri. Kakaro kalmasham hanti vekaro vanshita pradaha rikaro mokshado nrinam Kaveri ityuchyate budhaihi. Kakaro, the first letter Ka, kalmasham hanti, it takes away all sinful reactions. Vekaro, vanchita pradaha, the second letter Ve, bestows all benedictions, and Rikaro mokshado nrinam, the third letter Ri, bestows liberation or moksha. So this is the very beautiful Kaveri Ashtakam. In today's session, we shall have one more very, very beautiful and important prayer to river Kaveri. This is actually Kaveri Ashtottara Shatanamavali, or the 108 beautiful divine names of river Kaveri. Each and every name of river Kaveri is filled with deep spiritual meaning and significance. But in this session, I shall just chant the 108 names of river Kaveri, which I would request all of you to hear attentively and meditate on the meaning of each of the names of river Kaveri, and be blessed with the divine grace of Mother Kaveri. Shri Kaveri Ashtottara Shatanamavalihi. Om Kaveryai Namaha, Om Kamarupayai Namaha, Om Kamitartha Phalapradayai Namaha, Om Kamakshai Namaha, Om Kanyakayai Namaha, Om Kalikalmashanashinyai Namaha, Om Prakrityai Namaha, Om Vikrityai Namaha, Om Prasannayai Namaha, Om Papanashinyai Namaha. These are the first 10 of the 108 names of river Kaveri, and there are very, very beautiful names. These are very beautiful names in glorification of Mother Kaveri, and we shall continue to chant and hear them. Om Parvatyai Namaha, Om Pavitrayai Namaha, Om Phaladayinyai Namaha, Om Padmabhushanayai Namaha, Om Sahyajayai Namaha, Om Sarasayai Namaha, Om Shantayai Namaha, Om Sarvamangaladayinyai Namaha, Om Sarasanghrei Namaha, Om Sarayupayai Namaha, Om Saraswatyai Namaha, Om Lakshmyai Namaha, Om Lalitayai Namaha, Om Lalanayai Namaha, Om Lalanayai Namaha, Om Leelayai Namaha, Om Lolatarangayai Namaha, Om Latayai Namaha, Om Lavanyashalinyai Namaha, Om Hiranmayayai Namaha, Om Hiranyai Namaha, Om Hiranya Vibhushanayai Namaha, Om Haritayai Namaha, Om Haridrayai Namaha, Om Haribhakti Pradayinyai Namaha, Om Haridra Kunkumaliptayai Namaha, Om Harini Ghana Sevitayai Namaha, Om Haripriyayai Namaha, Om Hararadhyai Namaha, Om Sarva Papa Samharinyai Namaha. Here, very beautiful names are Hari Bhakti Pradayinyai Namaha. Kaveri Maya bestows pure devotional service or bhakti to Lord Hari. She is also Hara Aradhyai Namaha. Even Lord Shiva worships Mother Kaveri. Hara Aradhyai Namaha. Om Gopyai Namaha, Om Gorakshana Kariyai Namaha, Om Gauriyai Namaha, Om Gunashalinyai Namaha, Om Govindavallabhayai Namaha, ॐ गूढायै नमः ॐ गूढतत्त्वप्रकाशिन्यै नमः ॐ सस्याभिवर्धिन्यै नमः ॐ सर्वेषाम् अन्नदायिन्यै नमः ॐ केदारे विरहन्त्यै नमः ॐ कर्षकानन्ददायिन्यै नमः ॐ केतकीकुञ्जसंयुक्तायै नमः ॐ कदलीवनवर्धिन्यै नमः ॐ अश्वत्थवृक्षमूलस्थायै नमः ॐ अमलायै नमः ॐ मलनाशिन्यै नमः ॐ अच्युतायै नमः ॐ अनघायै नमः ॐ आद्यायै नमः ॐ अन्नदायै नमः ॐ अप्रमादिन्यै नमः ॐ मदालसगत्यै नमः ॐ मदालस्याविनाशिन्यै नमः ॐ गङ्गायै नमः ॐ गङ्गाधिकायै नमः ॐ गङ्गाधरनिवेशितायै नमः ॐ मङ्गलायै नमः ॐ मायायै नमः ॐ रङ्गक्षेत्रविलासिन्यै नमः ॐ रम्यायै नमः ॐ रमण्यै नमः ॐ रसकेलिविवर्धन्यै नमः ॐ राधायै नमः ॐ रमायै नमः ॐ रामप्रियायै नमः ॐ रञ्जनकारिण्यै नमः ॐ भ्रमन्त्यै नमः ॐ अभ्रमायै नमः ॐ भामायै नमः ॐ सुभगायै नमः ॐ भाग्यवर्धिन्यै नमः ॐ प्रमदायै नमः ॐ ब्राह्मणप्रियायै नमः ॐ ब्राह्म्यै नमः ॐ भगवत्यै नमः ॐ भद्रायै नमः ॐ भव्यायै नमः ॐ भक्तजनप्रियायै नमः ॐ बालायै नमः ॐ बलप्रदायै नमः ॐ बालकानन्ददायिन्यै नमः ॐ दृप्तायै नमः ॐ दर्पविहीनायै नमः ॐ दर्भपोषणकारिण्यै नमः ॐ तृप्तायै नमः ॐ तृप्तिप्रदायै नमः ॐ प्रीत्यै नमः ॐ प्रेमविवर्धिन्यै नमः ॐ तापघ्न्यै नमः ॐ सर्वपापघ्न्यै नमः ॐ सर्वरोगविनाशिन्यै नमः ॐ सर्वसरिश्रेष्ठायै नमः ॐ सर्वमङ्गलदायिन्यै नमः ॐ मीननेत्रायै नमः ॐ कूर्मपृष्ठायै नमः ॐ रत्नमौक्तिकभूषितायै नमः ॐ तरङ्गमेखलायै नमः ॐ सरोजमुकुलस्तन्यै नमः ॐ आवर्तनाभायै नमः ॐ रुचिरायै नमः ॐ फेनमण्डलहासिन्यै नमः ॐ कल्लोलमालिन्यै नमः ॐ कान्तायै नमः ॐ कर्णानन्दकलस्वनायै नमः ॐ भक्ताभीष्टफलप्रदायिन्यै नमः इति श्री कावेरी अष्टोत्तरशतनामावली संपूर्णम्. So in this way, today we have learned many beautiful and wonderful prayers and glorification of Mother Kaveri, and also the very beautiful 108 divine names of Mother Kaveri. Please do like and subscribe to our videos, and please join us tomorrow for the next session of Kaveri VAIBHAVAM, the divine glories of river Kaveri. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.